All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us at this virtual college exploration for all Ohio students, sponsored by the Ohio Association for College Admission Counseling and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us for this evening for Why Should I Choose a Regional Campus? A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at oacac.org. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, oacac.org. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening for Why Should I Consider a Regional Campus? My name is Megan Spannell, and we are thrilled that you have chosen to spend some time with us tonight. So my name is Megan again, and I am the Regional Director of Admission at Miami University Regionals, and I'm joined with my colleagues from University of Cincinnati Blue Ash and the Ohio State University at Newark, and they'll introduce themselves as we go on throughout this presentation. But first, we sort of wanted to kick it off with talking to you about just a regional campus overview, who we are within the state of Ohio, and maybe sort of give some context to the rest of our presentation. So this first slide really is obviously a picture of our state of Ohio and outlines different paths toward post-high school education within the state. So there are 14 public universities within the state of Ohio and 24 regional campus locations affiliated with those public universities. So this means that every public institution in the state of Ohio has regional campus partners affiliated with them, and we are part of that overall university system. And I'll sort of explain a little bit about what that means as we go on. There are also represented here the community colleges and other types of post-high school options. So just who you have represented here, we wanted to sort of break down this map a little further for the locations of Ohio State's system and their regional campuses, the University of Cincinnati and the regional campuses, and Miami University and who we are at the regional campuses. So this is a picture of where we are in the state of Ohio. With that, again, all public universities in the state of Ohio have regional campuses as part of their overall university system. And that's a really unique opportunity with us, because what that means is you are parts of the community of that university system. So if you start as an Ohio State University student at Newark, you are part of Ohio State. You are part of that larger campus. You are part of that institution and that mission. You are working toward a degree at Ohio State or at UC or at Miami. We are all part of that same university system. Within that system, at the regional campuses, our mission is to provide access and affordability to higher education to our communities. And we maintain that mission through open admission policies and our affordable tuition rates. Open admission means that for first-time incoming students, as long as you have graduated from high school or earned a GED, you will be admissible to our regional campuses. You'll still have to fill out an application, and there are some other nuts and bolts that we'll talk about, but you are admitted to that regional campus. And then also you can see here our tuition dollars for an entire year. So when you're thinking about return on investment for a degree that means so much, this is a really big deal. Our tuition rates are really affordable in terms of higher education. So with that said, I'll kick it over to my colleague, Diane, to talk about pathways to a degree.
Thank you, Megan, and welcome everyone. My name is Diane Canny. I'm the Director of Enrollment at Ohio State Newark. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And in terms of the pathways to a degree from one of the universities that is speaking with you tonight, University of Cincinnati, Miami University, or Ohio State, you can begin your degree on a regional campus, and you can finish some academic majors on a regional campus. Typically, you can't finish all regional. I shouldn't say that. I should say you typically cannot finish all academic majors on a regional campus. Typically, each regional campus is known for certain programs. So you can, however, begin on a regional campus And transition, that's the word that Ohio State likes to use, and relocate is the word that Miami University likes to use, to the larger or the home campus. That would mean Oxford for Miami, Uptown for Cincinnati, and of course the Columbus campus for Ohio State. Now, option 1 and option 2 come with benefits or advantages, because once you begin on a regional campus, you are part of that system. Megan made that clear earlier, and I want to reiterate it. You will start to maintain and develop a GPA, a grade point average, and that will be part of your ongoing record at that institution, whether you're starting on a regional campus or at the Oxford, Columbus, or Uptown locations. Now, if you choose option 3, and I always like to talk with students heart to heart here about thinking, oh, I don't want to go to a regional campus, I want to start at another college or university. What you need to remember, students, is when you do that, you are now no longer an Ohio State student, and you must apply as a transfer student. That's not necessarily a big deal, but what it does is it forces you to go right back into that competitive admissions process as a transfer student. And for some students, that's not something like they like to think about, is going right back through that process. Our tip for you tonight is to select the option 1, option 2, or option 3 that best fits you. Now, here's a little bit more about each of our colleges, our campuses, and what we offer. The UC Blue Ash system offers more than 60 programs and degrees. They offer the transition-oriented programs and also the associate degree programs, depending on what academic major you have interest in. Miami University, on the other hand, offers about 30+ majors. They can be completed at a Miami Regional, online, or a pathway to 100+ majors that must be completed at the Oxford campus. So if you see a tradition here, it's a little bit like, yeah, you can complete some on a regional campus, but not all. In some cases, you definitely have to transition, not transfer, transition to kind of what we like to refer to as the mothership, the Oxford, Uptown, or Columbus campus to finish those degrees. At Ohio State University at Newark, you can start any of Ohio State's 200+ majors, and you can actually complete just 9 on our campus. And in terms of the other regional campuses of Ohio State, we all have academic programs that you can start and finish on our campus. And with that, I'm going to throw it right back to my friend Megan from Miami.
Hello again. Yes, so what we want to make sure that we are talking to you about, not just today, but we would love to continue this conversation and have you explore in more detail what we have to offer at all of our regional campus locations. So first, we want to talk about our next steps at any of our opportunities here, and those would be for our virtual visit experiences. So at all 3 of our institutions this entire fall semester, we are offering a lot of different ways for you to visit our campus, in quotes, virtually. So at Miami University Regionals, we actually have 3 different types of visit experiences. Here is our website, so you can learn more about our visit experiences at the regional campuses of Miami. And then the first one, if you want to meet individually, we have opportunities for you to do that, as well as those are all throughout the week, really. And then we have our talk and tour experiences, which are smaller group settings, but still about an hour, where you'll meet with an admission counselor with your family, maybe another family or so, and just learn what it's like, get a virtual tour. And then we have larger visit experiences. Our first one is actually October 1st, and those are called our Regionals Exploration Days, where it is a full comprehensive virtual visit experience where you will be able to engage with students, faculty, and staff and learn about what we have to offer at Miami's regional campuses. And then UC also has virtual experiences at UC Blue Ash this fall semester. So you can see their website here and visit it after the session. And they have multiple ways to visit as well. They have virtual experiences at both UC Blue Ash College and their UC Claremont College, which are UC's 2 regional campuses, where you're going to learn about their academic programs and what it's like to be a University of Cincinnati student as well. And then this outlines where UC's Uptown campus, as well as the 2 regional campuses, are within the state of Ohio. And then you'll be able to engage with the students at UC, which I think is really an awesome opportunity. And then again, engage with their team and take a virtual tour of their campus. And then Ohio State's virtual experiences, the website is right here, and they have different opportunities for students as well throughout the autumn semester. So this first one is the virtual Buckeye Days. And so these are ongoing throughout the semester about once a month, starting next week, actually, September 24th. So that's really exciting. Have a general overview and meet with faculty as well. And then they have another virtual information sessions. These are experiences really geared toward current high school seniors. So you're going to engage with them this way also. So I will pass it on to Kelsey to talk in detail about UC Blue Ash.
Hi, my name is Kelsey Goins. I am I'm the Access and Diversity Admissions Counselor at UC Blue Ash, and I will share some quick fun facts about our campus and our college. So we were founded in 1967, so a little over 50 years ago. We're on 135 acres, so we do still have like a pretty big campus, but it is very much park-like. We have a little over 5,100 students on our campus, and like Diane said earlier, we do offer more than 50 degrees and certificates at our campus. So we really base our success off of how our students would recommend us to their peers and how well do they think that we did after they have earned their degree. So as you can see, 93% of our graduates surveyed said that UC Blue Ash helped them achieve their educational objectives, and then 92% of the graduates said they would recommend UC Blue Ash to their friends and family. Something that we really love is that we are undergoing some campus growth. So we are undergoing $40 million facilities renovations. So that includes state-of-the-art classrooms, study spaces, improved technology, an updated cafe and library, along with a new building called Progress Hall that was built in the fall of 2018. So we're still in this renovation phase. So if you do come to our campus, you will be able to see all the changes that we've made so our students can be a lot more successful. At UC Blue Ash, we do offer three different academic options. We offer the career-oriented associate degree program, our transition-oriented associate degree programs, and then our 2+2 bachelor degree programs. I will talk about which each one is coming up. For our career-oriented associate degree program, this is a program where you are just going to get your associates and then go straight into the workforce. So this is where our pre-health professions falls, and then some of our other majors that are just for your associates. You don't have to worry about transitioning to the Clifton campus or the Uptown campus. You're just going to go straight into the workforce. And we also have transition-oriented associate degree programs. So this is for students that are going to start at UC Blue Ash, get their first 24 to 60 credit hours or their associate's degree, and then they will finish on our Uptown campus their baccalaureate degree. So for example, you can start with your chemistry, get your chemistry associates, and then you will transition to the Clifton campus. And then we also have a pre-professional exploratory studies track. So these are for students, exploratories for students that are just not sure. This is really our undecided major. And then of course we have some pre-professional tracks. So if a student just wants to come for a year, start in our, for example, pre-med program, then they will transition or transfer to another college that does have that program for them. We do offer 2 bachelor's degrees, so our Bachelor's of Technical and Applied Studies. So that's an online program. So once you receive it's a 2+2 approach, sorry. So once you receive your associates, you can then apply into this program. It is online. It's open to anyone with an Associates of Arts or an Associates of Science or an Applied or Technical Associate degree from an accredited institution. And then we have our Bachelor's of Radiation Science, Technology, bachelor's, and that's an online program as well, and it's designed for students who've earned an associate degree from a radiation therapy program or and imaging, and they will have to hold a national certificate. So at UC Blue Ash, some students do live in our Clifton or Uptown campus, and they are able to take the shuttle. So we have the UCBA shuttle that runs Monday through Friday through the fall and spring semester. And while we are hybrid, they are running now. They run Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. And then on Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5:40. And it's a free service for our UCBA students. And there's also real-time tracking on the UC mobile app. We also have the Cincinnati Metro. So bus services are available year-round for students at a discounted rate. And then something that's super, super great at our campus, we have free parking. So that is always a plus. So like I was saying, we have students that are living on the Clifton Uptown campus. So university housing is open to all confirmed UCBA students. The housing application usually opens in the fall. For first-year students, you must be a confirmed student to apply. It's on a first-come, first-served basis, and then, of course, priority is given to those who submit their housing deposits, which usually is around $150 by June 1st. And if you want more information, I'd recommend going to our housing website. So remember, we are UC. So at UC Blue Ash, you are a UC student. You're privy to everything on our Clifton/Uptown campus. So of course, the athletic events, the fraternities and sororities that are on the Clifton campus, the Uptown campus organizations, recreation, on-campus housing, of course, which is based on availability, our cultural performances, our library access, and our UC club sports. Scholarship opportunities are big at UC Blue Ash. So every year we give about $70,000 to $80,000 in scholarships, additional. So two main scholarships that our students apply for are the Academic Achievement Scholarship. So that's $1,000 off for your first year for just having a 3.2 final high school GPA and a completed application by December 1, and you've confirmed your admissions by May 1. Super simple application. When you apply, that is when you fill out your application for the scholarship. And then if you would like to be to receive the honor scholarship, you receive $1,000 annually. Of course, having a 3.2 or higher final high school GPA and a 25 ACT or higher and a 1200 SAT. And of course, noting that we do have additional Blue Ash scholarships. So we're ready to apply. The first step is to apply through our application, or you can apply through the Common App. We do offer fee waivers for our application, or you can pay the $50 application fee. Make sure that all official transcripts or GED scores are sent directly to the University of Cincinnati. It doesn't need to come to the Blue Ash campus. It can just go directly to the University of Cincinnati. Our processors do upload all transcripts. And of course, ACT and SATs are optional this year. So that's one barrier that you do not have to worry about. And just some deadlines for the fall semester are August 1. For spring semester, it's November 15th. And then for the summer semester, it is March 15th. We do offer 3 types of admissions at UC Blue Ash. We offer honors admissions, which is once again the 25 ACT or higher and the 1200 or higher SAT total. And of course that 3.2 high school GPA that is required. We do offer general admission, which is where a majority of our students do come in on. There's no minimum ACT or SAT requirement. And it's a 3.1 to a 2.3 high school GPA that is required for that program. And then our college program of academic success, there's no ACT or SAT requirement. That's for our students that have a high school GPA at or below a 2.2 and or they earned their GED instead of a high school diploma. These are ways in which to contact us. So once again, I'm Kelsey Goins. So there's my email. We have Brad Tate, he's the Director of Admissions. We have Amber Hunter, she is the Associate Director of Admissions. We have Tracy Yarkey, I'm sorry, for placement testing, and she's our event coordinator, and then Madison Jones as our admissions counselor. If you have any questions, you can email us at admissions@ucblueash.edu. We also have text. We also have live chat on our website, and then we have virtual resources for students. I'm going to pass it over to Megan. Thank you, guys.
Hey guys. It's like shocking to see my picture there. But again, I'm Megan, the Director of Admission here at Miami University's regional campuses. So talk to you a little bit in detail about what we have to offer. This first slide, I'm absolutely not going to read all of these words to you, but these are words that our current students said about their experience as a Miami regional student. So as you're taking some time to reflect on this presentation, I'd encourage you to look at those because you can hear us talk, but it's really the student experience that we want to convey. So you can look at that a little bit later. So what I want to highlight at Miami University Regionals are that we are flexible, we are affordable, and we are Miami, which you can see is a theme throughout this presentation. So we want to make sure that we are offering classes and options where you are, when you need them, and really thinking about your schedule and what may work for you as a college student. So we have a lot of flexible options at Miami University Regionals. We are convenient. We offer a lot of different locations, including our eCampus, which houses our online programs, fully online programs or online courses. And we are a little unique in terms of all of Miami's locations are within the same county. So I work at both Miami regional locations. We're about 30 minutes from each other. So we really try to meet you again where you are. This is a slide that outlines the different regional campus locations. And just like I said, I work at both Hamilton and Middletown. Our students can enroll in courses at any regional campus location within that is most convenient for them. So that could be our eCampus, we have a learning center in Westchester, and then our two main regional campus locations in Hamilton and Middletown. We have about 5,000 students total within the regional campus community of Miami University Regionals. So again, it allows you to be part of this smaller campus community, but still be affiliated with the overall Miami University in general. So I want to talk a little bit in details about our admission policy and our tuition rates. So again, we're open admission. So that means that if you are a first-time incoming student, you will be admitted to Miami University Regionals. Our application process is pretty simple. It's essentially just contact information, and you do have to pay an application fee, but if you attend one of our visit experiences, we waive that $35 application fee for you. This is the admission criteria. Transfer students have a little bit of different criteria. And then we do have some selective admission programs such as nursing and our early childhood education cohort that I want to make sure you guys are aware of as well. This outlines our dates and deadlines. As you can see, our fall semester deadline for fall 2021 is not until August 1st. However, students are applying now for the fall term. So I would definitely encourage you, as I'm sure my colleagues would as well, to apply sooner rather than later. Don't stick to the last minute of the deadline by any means. Our application for nursing. So we do offer a Bachelor of Science in Nursing entirely at the regional locations. That does have a very strict deadline of December 1st. So our nursing application has a separate process. You would apply for admission and then for nursing, due that December 1st. The nursing application becomes available October 1st. So you only have a short window to submit that application. And then this just sort of outlines our tuition, again, by semester for Ohio residents and non-Ohio residents. So I wanted to make sure you were aware of both numbers. Miami University does have a tuition promise. And what that means is that if you start fall of 2021, excuse me, your tuition is frozen for the entire 4 years at Miami University Regionals. So this is a really good way for you and your family and whomever sort of working with you through this college process to make sure that you're budgeting accordingly and you won't have any surprises thrown at you by any means. So our academic programs, we have a lot to offer at Miami University Regionals. We actually have 19 different bachelor's degree programs that can be started and completed entirely at the regional locations, which means you would never have to relocate to our Oxford campus at all. These can be entirely completed at Hamilton and Middletown. The 4 degrees with the icon of the computer indicate our fully online degree programs. So if that is something you're interested in, we actually have a pretty broad range of fully online programs. Many of our students choose to not take a fully online degree program, but engage in some of our eCampus courses, which really allows them to be flexible with work or family or whatever obligations they may have outside of school, because we know that you are students as well as people and have other obligations as well. So lots of different options, entirely done at the regional campuses, which is really convenient for our students. In addition to these 19 bachelor's degrees, any of Miami University's, Oxford's over 100 different degree programs can be started at the regional locations. As long as you have been a degree seeking student at Miami, earned at least 16 graded credit hours, and maintained at least a 2.0 GPA, which is what you need to stay in good standing anyway, you can start taking classes at the Oxford campus if that's what you want to do. Now, those minimum requirements are not going to guarantee admission into selective admission programs at Oxford, but you can start taking courses at Oxford if that's what you choose to do. Some students want to do that right after the 16 hours, and our academic advisors support them and make sure that they can get there after 16 hours. Other students want to stretch their time out at the regionals for as long as possible, and we support them to do that as well, because as long as the majority of your credit hours remain at the regional campuses, you maintain our regional campus tuition, which again, return on investment, affordable higher education, that's a really big deal. We offer comprehensive student support. So anything that you need in terms of supporting you inside and outside of the classroom, we believe you can see right here in the picture. So we have free tutoring, we have free counseling, both career counseling and individual counseling. Again, we know that you're a person as well as a student. So we want to make sure we're supporting you inside and outside of the classroom. Our career services and professional development office, we also want to make sure that not only are you successful while you're here at Miami Regionals, but upon graduation, you're going to get a job. You're going to feel comfortable in the degrees that you're pursuing. So we want to make sure that you are successful there as well. And student life, we are commuter campuses. So as a regional campus student, you are not able to live in university housing. However, our students are very engaged. So we have over 40 different clubs and organizations for students to be a part of. We have athletics at the regional campuses. This is in no way, obviously, an exhausted list of the organizations that our students create and are involved in, but our students are engaged and involved and in no way just come to campus and go home. They really stay here and become engaged and become part of our learning community, which is really exciting to see. So these are our ways to follow us on social media. You have our visit information. So if you have questions at the end, let me know. Thank you. I'll pass it to Diane.
Okay, thank you, Megan. And it's my job to wrap us up this evening, and I get the pleasure of talking about the campus that I love and I miss so much, which is the Ohio State University at Newark. This is an actual photograph of our campus. We have 200 plus acres. There are, I believe, I always lose count, I think there are 8 academic buildings. It is a beautiful campus, as you can see here. Our students love it, and some students right now are residing on campus, and obviously some classes are being held in person at this time. Last fall, our enrollment was 2,943 students. We are the largest of the regional campuses of The Ohio State University. And you'll see here, this map represents where our students come from. Some students believe that when they're going to a regional campus, they're going to be enrolling with all the students from their high school. And that's simply not the case. As you see from this map, we, Ohio State Newark, actually draw from 74 different Ohio counties. Now, if you have friends or family living in, or maybe you are living in Sandusky County or Ashland County, I think Ashtabula is also on here, would love your help in enrolling because that's one of the 14 that we need to enroll. And we are actually, one of our claim to fame is that we are the most diverse campus of The Ohio State University. And that is 31% diversity. Typically, we have about 1,500 first-year students that reside, I shouldn't say reside, that enroll on our campus during each autumn semester. We actually only have space on campus for 310 students to reside in our residence halls. Let's talk a little bit about our academic programs. As I mentioned earlier, you can start all of Ohio State's 200 plus academic majors on our campus. A little bit about us students is that you're not going to have the giant lecture hall filled with lots of students that you might see on the Columbus campus. You're actually going to have a class size of about 25 students on our campus. A real commitment by our faculty to be involved in the lives of our students. and a real commitment for those students to be involved in research with our faculty, which is terrific. A great opportunity for a new first-year student, a freshman in college, to be involved in a research opportunity, helping author a book or author an article with a faculty member. Lots of support for student success on our campus and access to everything that you can think of in relation to Ohio State. You can complete these 9 majors on our campus in Newark. There are 3 in education, business management, English, history, the nursing RN to BSN, psychology, and social work. Let's talk just a little bit about student life on our campus. It is flourishing when we're not in a pandemic, of course. There are 30+ clubs and organizations on our campus. We like to tell students, if you don't see a club organization listed in our list that you love and are passionate about, we ask you to bring it with you and start it on our campus. We have learning communities on our campus, definitely something that I want all of you to take part in and consider applying for in April of next year, or I should say by April of next year. They are for students who share a common interest, such as if you're a first-generation college student like I was, there's a learning community for you. There's also learning communities for students of color, and there's a learning community for education students as well as engineering students as well. Of course, we have an honors program, and the Lefevre Fellows program is a $1,500 scholarship for those that are selected, and those students would be very interested and very passionate and very involved in social justice and also in community service and service learning. As I mentioned before, lots of resources for student success. There's a writing center, there's a math center if you're horrible at math like I am, and we also have study abroad. Now, and when we're not in a pandemic, you can get a lot of funding for study abroad programs that are hosted and held and actually run through Ohio State Newark. We can actually also connect you to any study abroad opportunity that any campus of Ohio State has to offer. And there are 300+ trips that you could have interest in. We also have a lot of connections to the Columbus campus. For you musicians out there, if you're interested in pursuing a spot in the best damn band in the land, you can audition as a regional campus student and be a part of the band while you are on a regional campus. You can also rush a fraternity or sorority and kind of set yourself up for a group of students you'll probably likely call friends as soon as you transition from our regional campus to the Columbus campus. I've mentioned housing a couple of times already. We do have space on our campus for 310 residential students. We have both the traditional style, which means that you would have the communal restroom down the hall and showers down the hall. And then we also have on-campus apartments that are actually quite nice for students. We conduct our residence hall lottery in mid to late April. And so students, one of the most important things to know is you must be admitted to our campus in Newark before that lottery is taking place in late April. You can be admitted to another campus of the Ohio State University, but you want to make sure that you actually campus change to our campus so that you can complete that housing application and pay the fee by late April. There's also a lot of off-campus options for students and lots of our students. Again, I mentioned earlier, we have 2,900 students each autumn on our campus that take courses, and only 310 actually reside on campus. And so a lot of them are commuting from off-campus apartments or from their homes. Ohio State has a real commitment to affordability, and I appreciated the fact that my colleagues talked about a lot of the same programs that their universities also have. The 4-year tuition guarantee is very similar to what Megan was speaking about at Miami University. You are locked into the tuition rate for 4 years as long as you remain on our campus. And of course, you would also have an opportunity for the Buckeye Opportunity Program if you and your family are federal Pell eligible, and you would only find that out by completing the FAFSA for us. And the Ohio State priority deadline for FAFSA completion is February the 1st, and that FAFSA actually opens up in just a few short weeks. October the 1st, it'll be open for you. Our former president, President Drake, also has his affordability grants, which offer students at the regional campus $1,250 per year. And again, you would receive that automatically if you and your family qualify for that. That's based on your family income. Ohio State has a real commitment to eliminate course fees, and we've already started that process and eliminated a lot of course fees for students in the past year. Scholarships are plentiful. Literally, we have over $1 million available to students every year. You must, of course, be accepted to our campus, Ohio State Newark, and then we have both the merit-based scholarships that are based on your application for admission, and we have endowed or special scholarships that sometimes require a little bit of work on your part, sometimes an essay, not a lot of work, but the March 15th deadline is something that you definitely have to make sure that you meet for those endowed or special scholarships. And I mentioned that FAFSA deadline just a minute ago. So I want to encourage you, if you do nothing more, follow us on social media to learn more. I think that's always a great next step, students, is to continually ask questions about the schools that you and the campuses that you have interest in as a high school senior or even a high school junior. You can follow us on social media. We know you guys are all out there doing things on social media, so we want you to engage with us and just learn more about us. You'll learn about events and opportunities coming up. And let's face it, you won't miss anything if you simply follow us on our social media channel. So with that, I want to kind of summarize the fact that you've learned a lot about regional campuses at Miami, University of Cincinnati, and Ohio State tonight. And we hope that we've given you a little bit more to think about and consider when you're adding and thinking about adding a regional campus to your list of colleges. And I wanted also to ask Megan, were there any questions in the Q&A that you would like us to talk about now before we wrap up?
Sorry, I lost my mouse here for a second. There were actually no chat questions that came through, so I think we're pretty good.
Great.
Unless there are any final things that either of you wanted to say.
Megan, we did just get a question that just came
Oh,
in.
I'm sorry.
Great.
Okay, so yeah, this is actually really good to ask the group. I apologize for missing it. Any advice on how to balance last year of high school and your future college? It's a big
Oh my
question.
goodness. That's a great question.
Yeah,
And for the student who asked that question, thank you. From my point of view, I'll let Kelsey and Megan, if we have time, I'll let everybody answer that question. But I think it is a juggling act. And I think if you simply use a planner and mark down deadlines in your planner and write down goals every week for yourself so that you're managing what you need to do every day for school. And then kind of managing this college search process every week. I think to do something every week, whether it's I'm going to take Saturday and I'm going to work on it for 2 hours on a Saturday, or maybe you have, I think back in the day when I was looking at colleges, they would say, have a list of 7 colleges. Maybe you think about taking a day of the week and spending an hour or 30 minutes, whatever you have, exploring just one college at a time. But it definitely is a juggling act.
I agree. I think, of course, staying organized, also utilizing your school counselors. They are a great resource just to use to ask to talk things through. So staying organized and using a planner, even to this day, I still use my planner, still write down goals, and then of course, utilizing your counselor.
I agree with everything. I'm also going to throw out that, I guess this is sort of along the lines of using a planner, but please don't procrastinate. We all are sort of rolling admission. So again, I think I said this with Miami's deadline, it's August 1st, but classes also start in August. So I would definitely encourage everyone to, like Diane said, get the FAFSA going on October 1st when you're able to, because then you're going to have that support from your high school counselor and whoever's really supporting you through this process. So make sure you're communicating with the colleges, going on these visit experiences, virtual or however your institutions are hosting them, ask questions and just pay attention to the deadlines because those are extremely important at the college level.
Great. And Megan, Kelsey, any last minute words of wisdom to the students?
Do not procrastinate. Like, do not. It'll become so stressful at the end.
Yes, I always tell students, I feel like you get slapped in the face with the college search process your senior year. So embrace it and just work through it and do other sessions like these and OACAC. I think this is really a unique way to tap into a lot of different resources. So yeah, take advantage of that.
I would only add, life tends to throw us all curveballs, right? And we're in a very unique, you are in a very unique and perhaps an unfortunate situation, but embrace it. And like Megan just suggested, do these online programs and attend our virtual events and get to know colleges that you have a genuine interest in. And no one says you can't drive onto campus and take a stroll around, right? Keep your social distance, of course, but you can certainly drive through campus and walk through campuses to get a feel for what's out there. But embrace the opportunity and know that we're going to get out of this pandemic eventually and life is going to get back to normal. And when we do get back to normal, we are all going to welcome you to our campuses. So with that, I will say thank you so much for joining us. And of course, I must end by saying, Megan and Kelsey, are you ready? Go Bucks!
Go Bearcats!
Love and honor.
Bye, everybody.
And I realized I was muted for all of that. So as I was saying, thank you, Diane. Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, Megan. And thank you all for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick form question survey, and we'd love any feedback that you can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at oacac.org. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at oacac.org. Thank you all and have a great evening.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.